America! There was some unsung heroes living in fear, wasn't there? I keep worrying you're not going to do amazing bloody things. This is not a special event. We had this down here a while, haven't we? I seem to recall you for some reason. I seem to remember that it's back on the Dream Beyblade. The Beyblade that spins the narrative of your dreams. If it ever stops spinning, you wake up. Simple as that. We let it rip, and then it lets us process all the information we've taken in that day. There's the symbiotic relationship between us and the spinny little spinny things. Come on, thank your spin doctors at once. But please do. They do great work. I'm not gonna lie, like let's be completely, this is gonna suck to hear, but let's be completely honest. Do you realise how bad this would look for you if they were not sort of reframing the situation? Send them a bloody thank you note. Give them a thoughtful card. Give them a fucking cauliflower if you bloody love them so much. Good lord. Nobody wants to commit to a cauliflower, do they? It's like, oh no, it's the vegetable that's the most permanent. Based on... this vegetable will outlive most of us, I guess. Or at least most of the other vegetables. What is the hardiest vegetable? Do we know? Have they had their fighting tournament yet? I can't drive. I can't drive, clearly. That just happened. Well, that just happened. And then I fall into a vat of chemicals. And become the Joker. I'm imagining it's happening with, like, the sort of a very specific Hanna-Barbera spring sound effect. It was in the Wacky Racers game. You know, it's like that one. And that's the sound effect. I go, well, that just happened. And then I fly over the rail. Into the vat, become the Joker. Initiate a reign of terror spanning all of Gotham City. Oh, I'm the clown! Fuck! Believe in our ability to clean this boat, even with the mistakes we've made. The boat's gotta get clean one way or another. Are you waiting for someone who has never done anything wrong in his life to come home and clean your boat? Doesn't have to. He's got nothing to apologise for. You only clean boats if you have something to hide. We all know this. Snow finger wider than a mile. If your finger's wider than a mile, how do you manage? Like, what then? Like, it's game over, surely. You've got... It's just not going to be usable. You'd be crushed under it. You'd not be able to lift it. You literally couldn't lift a finger. There'd be nothing you could do. There's nothing left for you at that point unless the Tomb Raider comes back with an antidote. I say, Lara Croft, have you found the cure for massive fingers yet? That one had trouble leaving my throat. Snail hands. What if we gave Snail's hands? What do you think they would do differently? Would like the hands were really fast. The hand, it's quicker than the eye. It's quicker than the snail's eye. So you gotta be careful because it doesn't know what it's grabbing, but it's grabbing it and fashioning it into crude spears. What if the snail? God! What if you died in the middle of expressing a thought about a snail? You get up to the pearly gates. St. Peter's like, bad news, mate. You're not on the list, but I'm willing to look the other way and let you in if you tell me what was the snail thing you were going to say. Because I don't know why, maybe he's just really interested in snails. But here's the thing, the shock of having died... Ow! Well, now you've died again and you can't finish that thought. What if you died in the middle of having a thought about a snail? And then... and you realised you were going to hell because of that, I guess. And somebody was telling you how you could get out of it, but they died in the middle of the explanation. Would you give up, or would you look for somebody else who had the information? All I was gonna say is, like, what in, you know, Saint Peter says you're going to go to hell basically unless you tell me what that snail thing was you were gonna say before you died, because I was curious and I'm willing to let you into heaven if you tell me. But the shock of with the shock of having died, you've completely forgotten everything you were talking about. At that point, like most of us will have forgotten why this bit started, because it got interrupted. What would you do? Would you try and come up with another snail thought to have? Would you be like, can I have a... Wow, we had like a bunch of time to do that one in. I probably didn't need to restart all those times, I could have just done that one. I'm just expecting it to go wrong. I'm expecting it to be like, oh, well, somebody's driven a car into the fucking ocean again. I'm reporting this to your manager. I was like, oh, please don't. I don't need them knowing that I'm stealing cars and selling them through Poseidon. He's my fence. And good fences make good neighbours. Because then you can just pop next door and sell all the stolen jewels, can't you? It's convenient, if a little easy to track. I mean, like, you can come up with any number of excuses to go visit your neighbour. Do you know what I mean? Is this, like, less suspicious? Like, oh, how about another barbecue, Daniel? Wink. And then the police are like, let's just barbecue Daniel out on his fucking rounds again. I've just sort of decided I'm doing this one. Have I been you yet? Let's be you yet. Let's be Yuya from fucking Yakuza / Like a Dragon. Well, more Yakuza. He's probably appeared for like a second during a Like a Dragon game, after it became called that. But we're not here to talk about that right now. I'm just here to drive a car in a way that hurts you. Come on, I'll slip behind. I've got... Well, the moment I blow my nose, I will be dead. Now I know what it means to walk a mile in the shoes of the damned sneezer, if you think about it, because this is very much the same dilemma. She faces... I thought maybe I could have hurt my fate, but there was no bloody judging X Factor at that point. The X Factor contestants had become ungovernable. There is no criteria by which we can be assessed. Our worth cannot be measured by the whims of Cowell. Is he still doing it? Is it still going on? It seems like it's one of those things that will just continue to be on TV until it's stopped forcibly. But I've not actually been keeping track. Because I do not care very much. But ho-hum, not my problem. It's not my problem if they do the X Factor. I'm not the one in danger. Whoa! All your cars are on the road tonight. Or this morning. Or whenever it is. It's night time somewhere, shut up. Jasper Nighttime set up shop somewhere in the universe, hasn't he? He's constantly selling beef to those in need, well, and at very reasonable prices. He does not exploit them. I won't exploit your need for beef. Come to Jasper Knight's little shop. Or was my name Jasper Nighttime? Jasper Night is a better name, to be honest. It's a lot snappier. It's better for business. Call me that from now on, unless you were calling me that before, in which case continue. As you were, soldier. A lot of soldiers buying beef from this man. A lot of ex-army veterans did their tour and were cast aside. Very unfortunate, but at least they can get beef for a reasonable price. Is this disrespectful? Is it disrespectful for me to imagine selling beef to a man? Oh shit! You wanna... The car strangled me. The car strangled me at the It strangled me at the moat just then. It's always been my favourite art museum. The Moaf down in Basildon, which sucks! Basildon's a shit place, but it's got a kick-ass art museum. Single-handedly propping up the tourism sector for that constituency. I couldn't decide if it was a town, a city, I don't know what it is. It's an art museum with some bullshit attached. That's all I think of when I look at Basildon. How confident am I that Basildon isn't a real place? Because to be honest, it's not like Brumbleswick or Crunchville or something like that I could have said that is clearly fake. It just sounds like it might be a real place somewhere in England that I've A, shat on, but B, claims has a very good art museum. So I'm just like making things harder for everyone at this point, because all these art fanatics are going to Basildon now being like, I was promised by some cunt on the internet who nobody's heard of that you, sir, were the Louvre of the British Isles. And you have not delivered this. You have not delivered the experience I was promised. And they're like, fuck off. Like, literally we don't have to deal with this. I can just shut you in the bloody skip for 12 years. Well, be you again, because you got the 3 colours on you. I have to keep reminding myself how many paint you've got. I'm just like, maybe it'll magically become green, orange, and burgundy. We don't know. If I press the button with enough intent, maybe new paint will be made. Maybe, you know, God helps those who help themselves. God rewards your devotion while punishing the people who don't paint their own lawn. I mean, don't paint your lawn. Granted, God will punish you if you don't, but like, why are you painting the grass? This doesn't help anyone. It's like, oh, you've got to paint the lawn though, do it because God said. It defies common sense, that's the point. You have to have faith in God's painted lawn. I'm like, I really don't. Like, you could have... There were any number of other tests you could have come up with. This just seems weird. You're clearly on some weird bullshit trying to prove some kind of point. And I'm not about that. I'm gonna shove you into the jungle. And then you shove God into the jungle and carry on mowing the grass. I don't mow the grass, of course. I just turn it into other, shorter grass. Through other means. I compound the grass into its more powerful subvariants. My grass density is off the fucking charts, mate. Do you want to fuck with me? Oh, hang on. Oh, this is all a bit windy. Having a windy day on the fucking bus. I'm standing on the top of the bus looking down on you. Yeah, take that. You weren't ready for my condescension. All it takes is a bit of condensation to really get you nervous. Oh, it's wet on the window for some reason. Why's that happened? It's not natural. It must be ghosts. It must be witches. No, it's just a very normal atmospheric sort of... No, atmospheric witches, more like. It's not clever what you just said. You said it like it was a gotcha, but you really... You've got nothing. Everyone in your life you have alienated with your obsession with window witches, as you call them. To be honest, I think it's raining right now as well, even, so it's not even that weird. God, what is wrong with you? Patrick Millisecond. The name of the character I'm speaking to. You have to name them. You have to give them a name, or they're just sort of... This idea of a person will just sort of be floating around in the ether. You have to sort of bind it. Bind him in his bones, like you did in that one film. What's the one over here I can do? Oh, road rage, I love these. Where's the one I just unlocked? Where are you? Turnips. Turnips? You can play. Like a xylophone. It's a really cool innovation. One of my favourite musical vegetables. As a cucumber, you can blow like a flute. Too many sex jokes getting made. I much prefer to hit a turnip until it gets really rather entertaining. Let's go. I think I've said everything I'm going to say. Let's just hurt these ones. Oh, I managed to survive somehow. And so did everyone else, unfortunately, apart from you. Oh, and I got a second one somewhere. Somewhere in the world, a second person has died. A second Eiffel Tower has been built! Right next to the original. Everyone's just sort of looking at it, it's like, it doesn't look right with two of them. What were we thinking here? What's the plan here? I don't get it. I don't get what you've done. The French government, I have to assume. I don't know who else would have the authority to build a second Eiffel Tower right next to the original. You can't just go doing that as a tourist. I've tried. They were like, don't do that, please. I mean, in French. But, you know. It was still very apparent that they did not want me there building the Eiffel Tower. Thank you for exploding, but you could have done it in a slightly less terrifying way. That had slightly fewer implications for my immediate safety. Whoa! Oh dear. That was a bit pants just then. You're alright there. I can get you. Off you go. Drive off the bloody Christmas tree. Upstate, downstream. Hello everyone, it's me, Upstate Downstream, and I'm here to teach you how to paint a little bit. Oh, first thing all I gotta do is get a brush. Rookie mistake that. You stood out there with your easel and your canvas, and you just got all your paints out on there. They've run all the colours across the screen that you'll need to paint along with us, and then you reach your hand out and you're like, ah, fuck. I knew there was something. At that point, you got a choice to make. A lot of this paint's probably going to dry out by the time you get back to it, so do you just dip your finger in? Do you dip your finger in and do your goddamn best? Or do you let this paint go to waste? I would always recommend the finger approach. Which is also a term for when you're trying to close distance with your opponent in the ring. You're like, they're probably faster than me. I don't know that I can. I don't know that this is going to work in my favour if I just like square up to them normally. I need a way to psych them out. So what I can do in this situation is the following: flip over onto my hands. Using your index and middle finger like they're both tiny little men. Walk along on your fingers towards them. And they'll be like, Jesus Christ, the finger strength on this guy. That's not right, man. You'll have gotten right up to them and snapped their neck with your thighs. More or less the only tool you had left available to do so. Before they can even fully register what you've even done. It's the path of champions. And on that note, I really need to hydrate. So, I'll see you next time for another fucking driving location session. Please, goodbye!